Dear subscribers and viewers, today we have the perfect car for the summer. It has style and is becoming a young classic, and is still relatively easy to work on. We talk about the BMW Z3 that was built between 1996 and 2002. This was the first generation. This Z3 has the chassis of the third generation 3 Series, the E36. As always, we will discuss some common issues that you might face during the ownership of the Z3. We discuss some of the engines and do an overall inspection. Ready? Let's go. First of all, you buy a BMW for its driving dynamics. With the 3 Series as a chassis, the foundation is good. On top of that, the Z3 is lighter than the E36 3 Series. This generation had a few 3-liter 6-inline engines to choose from. The engine that is loved by all BMW fans. If you want a more frugal engine, there is also a 2-liter 4-cylinder that is still much fun to drive. As always, the 6-inline fits the best when it comes to the Z3. Parts are still available. There are Z3 or BMW fan clubs, and this car is somewhat of a modern classic. Engine-wise, there was the 1.8-liter 4-cylinder, which was the entry-level unit that produced 116 horsepower, and it was underpowered to deliver any kind of sports car feeling. A bit more powerful was the 1.9 4-cylinder that offered 140 horsepower. The go-to engine would be the 3-liter injection inline, the M54B30 engine for the fans. This engine offered a healthy 228 horsepower. Reliability-wise, the 4-cylinders engines are much more sensible and a reliable choice. The most common problem is generally a failing oxygen sensor, which will throw up an engine warning light or fail an MOT emissions test. Also, a noisy timing chain is one of the problems related to the 4-cylinder. I'm not saying that the 6 cylinders are not reliable, but the 6-inline needs good maintenance to stay reliable, and the 4-cylinder is just a little bit more durable in that sense. Moving on to the weaker points of the Z3. Unfortunately, this being an older car, corrosion can be an issue. It's not like these cars are known for their inferior paint or quality, but over time corrosion can become an issue. Check all the seals of the car, especially around the doors and the roof. They can become brittle over time, and this can cause water to leak into the car and damage the interior. Also, there are a few M engines for sale. But when we specifically talk about non-M engines, these have a few issues you should know of. For the record, these are all 6 cylinders. One of the issues has to do with the Nika seal coating of the cylinder liners. The original problem lays in the fact that in the 1990s there were still many high sulfur fuel available. Many of the engines were fixed under warranty, so check if this is the case for the car that you're willing to buy. In the United States, the Z3 was fitted with an iron block engine, which doesn't have the same problem. Moving on, the water pump can overheat and cause problems. Check the head gaskets regularly and replace the water pump with a different unit if the part is still original. Vanos, a term that gives BMW fans nightmare. Vanos is a system that's known for its weakness. It enables the car to have variable valve timing. If you hear a grumbling sound while accelerating, then you might want to inspect your engine. You can also feel it in the power delivery. If the car starts to hold in, Vanos is likely on the way out. It's expensive to replace, especially at the BMW dealer, but since this is such a well-known problem, many specialists can help you with it for far less than the dealer. The flywheel or the dual mass flywheel is a weaker part. Original BMW parts tend to be expensive. You can cut costs by buying aftermarket parts instead. The steering system is speed sensitive, which is the PAS system, which is trouble-free. You should watch out, however, for fuel leaks and other torn gaiters. Track rod ends wear out regularly, especially when having a more dynamic driving style, and this car is used for track days on the circuit. Then, often the Z3 is fitted with bigger wheels. They look good on the car, but they will negatively impact the driving dynamics of the car. Keep that in mind. Try different Z3s with various tire sizes to see what I'm on about. Last but not least, keys. Make sure the car comes with spare keys and check if they work. It's expensive to get a new key since they need to be programmed to be able to work with your car. Plus you need to bring a whole set of documentation and proof that you're the rightful owner of the car, for obvious reasons. Thanks for watching the buyer's review of the BMW Z3. I hope it was useful, and if so, subscribe to my channel to stay updated with the latest videos.